We acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we record this podcast.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
G'day, Michaela.
Hello, Chloe. How are you today?
Very well. It's been a good week. I know I only saw you on the weekend, but it was actually so long since I've last seen you. So that was lovely.
That was very nice.
Did you come home with many treats from the big vegan weekend?
Yes, from the big vegan market. I regret not buying that Turkish delight chocolate. I ate the Rocky Road log in that night. I bought this long Rocky Road chocolate and cut it all up into teeny little pieces, put it in a container thinking, yes, this is going to last me a little while. And the next day it was gone.
Oh my God, really I'm not surprised.
No.
They looked really good.
It was really good. What treats did you have?
Oh, hang on, I'm going to sneeze.
Oh, welcome to Green Girls.
We chat for a half hour before clicking record, and now it's when my nose decides to explode. I think I'm good. Right. I think it's just doing that annoying, tingle, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My haul was great. I satisfied Tarek by bringing home 4 packets of plant jerky.
Oh, yes.
So he's now happy and is going to take them camping. What did I get? Oh, I regret not buying the candle.
Oh, yeah. They were cool.
You know what? I think it's called a sinus relief candle or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear, the next day, because I was around so many people, I think I've got a cold.
No.
So I could have used it right then and there.
Those candles were so cool, though. They had flavors of Red Bull and I know you didn't know this one, but purple Zappos. So cool.
Yeah, whatever a Zappo is.
A delicious lolly.
It did smell really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a thing where I can't buy candles that I would eat.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And
they
plus
make me
I feel
hungry.
I was going to say, I feel like you can, you ruin the taste or you ruin the smell. When you have something burning for a while, you're like, I don't like that anymore.
You know what I really want?
Mm.
I want a scented candle that smells like a freshly blown out candle.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like once you've had a birthday cake, you blow out the candles, that smell. I love it.
There you go, marketing idea. I don't know what you call it, but
I will do this. I mean, I don't know if you can even do that. The only way to get that scent is by just lighting your candle repeatedly.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. It's this scent, but it doesn't smell like anything. And then when you blow it out, it smells good. So you just have to light it and then blow it out and light it and blow it out. And that's it.
Yay. Oh my goodness. The best thing though at that fair, I swear, was the donuts I bought right at the end.
No, I wanted to buy those donuts, but there was such a long line. So,
dude,
okay.
You should have done the line.
You guys went to go get food, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go home now, and I'm going to pick up a treat, or a cake or something.
Yeah,
and
what did you get?
I walked around, and a lot of the places didn't have much, or there was a huge line. So I went to the one place that had 5 cupcakes left, and I was like, amazing.
Oh.
$5 on this Jaffa cupcake. And it was the most disappointing thing. I was really sad. But I was
I'm sad for you.
I know. I was like, maybe because it was towards the end of the day. I don't know. But it wasn't very good. And then I pre-booked my parking at Melbourne Museum and I go to pay and I literally had $15 on my card. I think it was $15.80 or something. I go to leave and it's $18.40. And I was like, I literally don't have that money on my card right now. I just took cash out to spend at the market. So I called the operator and was like, I booked online. It should be $15. And he was like, no, you didn't. But luckily you put it through for me. And I left. Whew,
oh my
stressful.
God. You were just going to live there.
I was just going to live there. I literally had no more money on my card. I had taken out the exact amount for the market in cash because I was like, I know, then I can just, cash. Yeah. That'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Allowed $15 for parking and almost got stuck.
Oh, that sucks. I wonder what happened then if you thought you pre-booked online.
I don't know. I definitely booked at 8 a.m. So I gave them my card details. So hopefully I didn't get scammed.
I don't know. I smell a scam.
Stressful.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, you did not. We just stole your $15. Anywho.
Oh, those donuts. My goodness.
Yes.
I'm really sad for you.
Actually,
and more than that, my friend Penny actually has a great recipe for them. So now I'm going to be making them all the
Oh
time.
my God. Can you trial it and tell me how they go? Because I would love to make some.
Oh, you can come over. You can be there for the whole thing. We're having them together. I'm getting a Biscoff spread. I'm going to get whatever version of Nutella. Nutella?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Nutella I can find. Any other spread you want, you can bring it. Oh my God. We're
Done. I have a collection.
We're going to have a
sounds
whole
delicious.
day.
Donuts and podcasts. I think that's a very good idea. Anyway,
shall we do a podcast?
I think we probably should. Considering it's about 7 minutes in, let's
true. Well, we're veterans of this thing now. Episode 1.
Episode 1. What are we talking about?
Who are we? Well, we're going to kickstart with holidays. Here has just been Easter, but whenever people are listening, could be whatever time. And it feels like there's always a holiday going on right now. For one, there's birthdays whenever throughout the year. But then you've got Christmas. In America, there's Thanksgiving. There's Halloween. There's Easter.
Yes.
So, all sorts of other holidays with other sorts of religions and cultures that I'm just very unaware of.
Yes,
there's always reasons for holidays, and I can't think of a single holiday that doesn't also come with food.
Yes, there's definitely some traditions around what foods you eat around, what sort of holidays. Like, for example, in Australia for Christmas, most of the time it's like a main meal of like a roast, like a turkey, beef or ham with like stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy, sauce and veggies, like that sort of thing. So it can be a bit tricky if you are not a meat eater.
Yeah, it's pretty much that plus what? Potatoes and broccoli?
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts?
Yeah, some families have different traditions, that's for sure as well. Like, if you've gone 18 years of your life having the same Christmas meal every time and it's ingrained in your family, then it can be a bit hard to go and come to a Christmas holiday and be like, oh, actually, no, I don't eat that anymore. Because people get offended. People can be like, oh, well, why don't you want to eat my meal that I've cooked? And it's like, it's not about you. It's just, something I've decided. So it can be hard.
I bet sticking to those values as well, like swapping to vegan, or even if you've got, so if you've got an allergy that is basically like new or newly realized, or being gluten intolerant, or just not being able to eat gluten at all.
Hard.
Like, you then miss those foods that you can't eat anymore.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure it's so easy to avoid them most of the year. But on that one day a year where like that's the food everyone's eating, it's like shoved in your face.
Not only that, like it's a psychological thing too. Everyone around you is eating the same thing and celebrating, raving about how good it is. And if you're not involved in that, you can feel really left out. So it's hard. Yeah. It's also definitely a mental thing to be okay with it.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said last time about, I suppose, being vegan when you're out and about and seeing your friends or whoever else tucking into a plate that has meat on it. And it must be pretty tough. Like, I'm sure some people don't care, but if you do really care about the life of that animal, to then see the animal on the plate.
Yeah, it's quite a disconnect, especially too if you love, like, obviously you love your family. I mean, some people can have tricky situations, but most of the time there's strong feelings to your family members, extended family, and it can be hard, having that disconnect and being like, you don't see what I see, and it kind of puts a bit of a rift in the relationship.
Yeah, it's hard. It's meant to be such a happy day.
Yeah. And then, they look at you being like, oh, well, why are you judging me? It's not necessarily the case. It's just like, I've chosen not to eat that. You can eat whatever you want. But yeah, it can definitely be tricky.
Yeah. Well, I've been collecting some stories from secret fans, because we haven't actually released anything about this podcast to the outside world
secret
yet.
Fans.
So hi everyone listening, and hello to like the 10 of you that have submitted these stories. But before we kick into them, Michaela, I know you've got some not so fun stats to share with us.
Yeah, so just a couple of things on like vegans and statistics on how many animals are used for food. It's a bit depressing, but I think it's definitely good to know and sort of a good starting point. So first off, this one is from the Vegan Australia group, based on early data from the National Nutrition Survey and other studies. we estimate that about 2% of Australians are vegan, and that's approximately 500,000 people. Now, this might not be 2022 up to date, but it's still a good sort of example of how many of our population are choosing to be vegan.
Yay!
So,
and it's growing every year. Welcome to the club.
And if you look at the statistics on vegetarians or, people choosing to eat less meat, that's even higher as well. So it's pretty exciting.
That's so good. Brilliant. Yes, every little helps. You can sit with us.
Yes. That's starting on a good note. Now, going a bit...
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Bit down? Okay, all right. All right, I'll sit down.
Going a little bit down. So every year in Australia, about 600 million animals are bred and raised and killed for food. So this number includes roughly 500 million meat chickens, 34 million lambs, 15 million cattle, 12 million egg hens, 12 million unwanted male chicks, 8 million ducks, 7 million sheep, 5 million turkeys, and 5 million pigs. That's a lot of numbers.
Wow. I've already forgotten half of them, but that's so many animals.
I know, it's a lot. It's a lot. And now that one, if you want any more info, is actually from Aussie Farms. So you're more than welcome to do your own research as well. I actually found this webpage, which is very depressing, but I think very interesting, very eye-opening. It's called animalclock.org. And I'm going to bring it up on my computer now just so I can give you a brief little overview. Basically, it tells you in Australia how many animals have been killed for food this year. Obviously, it's not an exact number, but it's based on statistics. And it breaks that up also into different types of animals. So like chicken, cattle, pigs, ducks, so on. And then there's this statistic just a little bit further down the page if you scroll. It says the number of animals killed for food in Australia since you visited this page. And that number is currently at 4,239.
Excuse me, when did you click on the page?
710. Literally when I told you I was going to open the webpage.
Oh my God.
So it's pretty confronting. But
that puts it into perspective. I wonder how many animals, therefore, that is like within an hour or like within us recording this podcast.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, let's do a little thing. I'm going to leave it open and let's see what it says. Yeah.
All right. That sounds the opposite of fun.
Yeah. Definitely the opposite.
But let's do it.
It's an eye-opener. It's, it's a good thing.
I like it. And we can include a link to it in the show notes.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I know that was just for Australia. We may, hopefully, by this stage, have some listeners that are also overseas. So I'll just quickly touch base on the US. So for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and so on, obviously these numbers change, but an estimated 245 million turkeys are raised and killed each year. 46 million of them are killed at Thanksgiving alone, and another 22 million die at Christmas. So,
wow,
yeah, it's not very nice.
That's a lot of turkeys.
I can't even comprehend that number. Like when you open that webpage I was talking about before, the total number, I showed Jake before. I was like, look at this. Like, I can't even read this number. Like, I was like, what is that? Million? Billion?
How do you say that number?
I don't know. It's got 3 lots of triple numbers.
Ooh.
I don't know is that million? I don't even know. Maths.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it's depressing. I had a little bit of a teary moment doing some research on this, but yeah, hopefully things change and hopefully more people decide to be a little bit more ethical or, change their diet for the better.
You know what? The stats around the turkeys, I think, annoy me the most because I don't remember it being a particularly great meat. I feel like people just eat it for the tradition of eating it.
Oh, no doubt.
On the holiday.
Yeah.
Like if they had the option of something else, like I want to say it's Japan where somehow over Christmas it became a tradition to eat KFC.
Oh,
like I can see so many more people wanting to eat KFC than turkey if they had the choice. Like it's just the thing to eat that day.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm just going to do a quick Google and see if Okay. Well, this is Wikipedia. I don't know if we trust Wikipedia or what. Like,
Yeah,
but anyway, this is the first thing I Googled. I said, where did the tradition for turkey on Christmas come from? So apparently it appeared on tables in England in the 16th century. Our popular history tells of King Henry, I don't know what this number is, VIII. Is that
8. Henry the 8th.
8? There you go.
Yeah.
Being the first English monarch to have turkey for Christmas. So
Wow.
who knows if
That's what we all
Wikipedia
felt,
is true?
Henry.
But that's from Google.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Google. Thanks, Wiki.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Google.
Henry.
No thanks, Henry. You
for
suck.
Oh my God. Stop trying to make turkey happen.
It's not going to happen. Goodness me.
Oh, Christ.
Anywho's, let's jump into some of our stories. Would you like to start?
Yes, I'm going to kick off. We're going to keep all of these anonymous. And lovely listeners, so you know for next time, I would love to do more of these. And also, if you want to submit voice notes, so we've got an Instagram at greengirls.podcast.
I believe that's correct.
I hope so. We'll have that one now. Are you checking?
I'm just getting out my phone just to make sure.
Just fact check.
Just to make sure. Yes, so it is Green Girls. Sorry, I should face the mic. greengirls.podcast.
Brilliant.
Us,
I knew I
please.
was right.
Send us
Thank you.
memes and send us voice notes and all the fun stuff.
Please do. Yes,
I
we will
would
be
love that.
doing many, many interactive episodes like this. We want your opinions. We want your stories. And we would love it to be in a voice note form because then I feel like we're having a bit more of a chat. But for now, I have
Absolutely.
text.
I love that.
Yeah. So we can go back and forth. I will start. This one is actually
Sure.
from someone that I kind of know. So for slight background, they are no longer vegan. They are vegetarian. They eat some fish, but mostly like they are strictly gluten-free, like as a like they have to be. Or they'll be very ill. So I wanted to ask her particularly because I was wondering if it became easier during the holiday season experiencing it from a vegan perspective and now from a non-vegan perspective. So let's kick in.
All right.
She says, yes. Shockingly. Yes, Christmas for sure is a lot easier now. I'm not strictly vegan. Easter was always pretty easy as it's just Easter eggs. So usually friends or family were able to find vegan Easter eggs pretty easily. But Christmas lunches, oh my God, I remember one year when I was strictly vegan. I went to lunch at my boyfriend's auntie's place and nothing was vegan.
No.
Nothing except a mushroom Wellington pie, but they made it with normal pastry, so I couldn't eat it.
That's disappointing.
Even the broccoli had been cooked in butter and the potatoes cooked in duck fat. I was genuinely so disappointed because I made a big deal, or it was made a big deal of that I was vegan and gluten-free. It was lunch, so I hadn't eaten anything all day in the lead up to it and I was starving, so I decided to eat the potatoes and broccoli anyway, as I really couldn't eat the gluten, so the pie was a no-no. And then I copped so much shit for eating the food when I was vegan.
God. Nothing else is supplied, but then she gets shit thrown at her for eating what was...
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the
frustrating.
only thing she could eat.
Oh, that sucks.
It's one of the reasons I stopped being vegan because people only remembered the vegan part and forgot the gluten-free, which is literally a medical thing for me.
Yeah.
That so sucks. It was more important to emphasize I'm gluten-free and don't eat meat than cut out 700 things from my diet. It sucks, but yeah, I definitely feel less pressure attending events now.
Oh, that sucks.
That sucks so bad. Like
That's
they've tried to have this great vegan diet and it just must be made so hard by not being able to have gluten either.
Absolutely. That would be really tricky. And I feel like it's so weird that I don't understand. A lot of the times I've been like, oh, do you have anything vegan? And people will be like, oh, yeah, this is gluten-free. And I'm like, what? Or vice versa. Like, oh, I need gluten-free. And they're like, yeah, this is vegan. But it's like, no, I literally, like, I can't eat gluten. But yeah, people don't get it. It's a food allergy. Like, it should be taken really seriously.
Yeah, you'd really think so. With gluten, I feel like there are some people who can eat gluten. Like, it was almost a fashion for a stage to not eat gluten.
Absolutely.
But that's past now, right? Like, I think people are just like, no, I can't eat gluten. Please make me a bread without gluten.
I think there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm gluten-free just because they have like stomach upsets and they're not sure what causes it.
Mm.
But then there is a vast majority of people who are medically like have to be gluten-free. And I feel like that's sort of tainted it for them because people just think,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, whatever, it's fine. They can have some, like they're not going to die. But like stomach
Yeah,
upsets and
precisely.
stomach problems is a serious thing.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not,
I mean,
not good.
my friend very regularly has to return his food when we go out and eat with him because he cannot have onion.
Yeah.
And people will, like, I don't like onion that much. I might say no onion, but it's
Yeah.
like
It's a
I don't have to rush to the toilet
Yeah.
if I have onion.
Yeah.
Whereas for him, it's like, yeah, I can't eat this now.
That's so bad. I think food allergies should definitely be taken much more serious. And a slight side note, bloody keys on menus. Menus that have, like, I feel like a standard key should be made mandatory. Like, you know, V is for vegetarian, VG is vegan, the GF is gluten-free. Like, because I've seen some menus where they're like, oh, VG is vegan. And then I look at the menu and there's literally nothing labeled VG. Or there's
You're so
something
right.
that's, you know, vegetarian smothered in cheese. And they're like, yeah, vegan. And you're like, not sure about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, little side rant there for you.
You're so right, though. I go to every different website or like menu. Who am I kidding? The menus I see around websites, and it'll say vegan or VG or VE or veg. I'm like, what's what?
What's what? I don't know.
You're so
What's
right.
What? It's confusing.
Let's normalize one key.
Yes,
people.
Please. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be really good. Oh, well, that's disappointing. We'll go to our next, what was it, nameless fan? Secret fan? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Secret fan sounds better than nameless fan. I'm sorry, guys.
Cool. You're just mysterious, guys.
Yes. Ooh. So, all right. This person says, I always dreaded the festive season and felt quite overwhelmed by the whole idea of family gathering and kids running and screaming overcharged with sugar. I struggled to the point that it resulted in the breakdown of my marriage. After that, I was glad that I didn't have those obligations anymore, and I was more than happy to have time by myself. But then I realized that there are several people who, like me, don't have family or anyone to spend the festive season with, and they feel quite depressed and disheartened by the carnage that is involved during these times. So, since last year, I started hosting picnics, meetups on what would traditionally be a family holiday, so people can feel like they don't have to spend those days alone and they can feel safe and comforted being surrounded by people who resonate with their values. I feel like I have seen this person post on stuff and have been like, oh, I want to go to this thing. That's so sweet.
It is really cool. I've been to one now. It was really awesome.
Okay.
I'll mention it in a bit.
Sorry, story continues. I was always catered for separately, but I felt really uncomfortable by the idea of having a special meal and all the attention was on me because my plate was different to theirs. Absolutely vibes. This one time I gave Christmas presents of cookbooks of my favorite authors, genuinely liked their work and wanted to share it with other people. But when I gave those presents, it was assumed that I was trying to convert them to being vegan. That's frustrating.
Is that the rolly eye emoji?
Yes, that is a rolly eye emoji. And I feel you absolutely because I've done something very similar. A birthday a few years ago, I sent I think it was documentary, something along like Earthling vibes or something, sent it to my family and said, I don't want any presents this year. I'd really appreciate if you could give this a go. Like, watch this. Aww. And it did not go down well.
Oh.
Yeah.
What happened?
My mum and my sister messaged me separately about my other sister and was like, you can't like message that, you know, she's going to feel really uncomfortable and it's not right that you guys like that you want to make us watch this. We don't want to like, and I was like, but that's the whole point is that, you know, you're happy not knowing what goes on, but you know, I'd really appreciate it. Even if you just gave a go, like watch a few minutes of it. And then it ended up fizzling out with any sort of no resolution and it was just kind of ignored. And I was really disappointed.
Yeah, that is such a shame.
Yeah.
I guess it really depends on how you see it. I don't know if it's a quote or not, but someone said the other day, the injustice that you walk past is the injustice that you allow or that you support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regardless of knowing it's happening or not. Like if you're eating that, then you should really know what goes on behind it to make it.
I agree.
And if you still want to eat it, okay, I'll still respect it a bit more that you know what's going on.
That's really sad though, because I'm sure her present of books would have come from the heart and something she really enjoyed. And this is also a really hard thing when you're so passionate about something, or when you're so wrapped up in something new, you want to share it with the people you love. You want to share it with everyone.
Yeah.
But it comes across as being pushy when it's like, no, I just really want to talk about this. Or I really want to share this awesome recipe that I think you like. But people just see, the word vegan and go, ugh, like you're trying to push this on me. So that's upsetting. That's sad. I'm sorry.
I'm sure that at some point.
Fan.
I'm so sorry, secret fan. But also so much love to you, because I went to one of their events on Easter.
Oh.
And it was really fun. We went to Noo Moo, Noomoo.
Oh, yes.
And they do the hemp soft serve ice cream. That was so good. I got loaded fries. They were also so good. And got to meet a whole bunch of people who were all vegan or just trying a different vegan diet. There were a couple of guys there who had done so for health reasons and were loving the food and loving the just health benefits and how much weight they were losing, because that was their goal, or their health goal. I think one had been to a doctor and was like, dude, you need to work on stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, a good way to get there is being vegan. So
there you go.
He just did it. Like this bloke in his 50s, so awesome.
Good on him.
And then we all played board games.
That sounds fabulous. Yeah, tell me next time one of these is on, because I would love to attend.
Yeah, and it's so awesome that you can actually have an event on something like Easter or on Christmas and spend it with some like-minded individuals. If you're not close with your family, or if, like me, your family is, in another country.
Yes, exactly.
Then it's all good.
Very true.
I'm going to kick into our next story. So, since becoming vegan, I did find it a bit of a struggle, especially when I would visit the small town I grew up in. It has one website. Oh my God, I can't talk.
You're mixing up menus and websites and restaurants with websites.
Oh, I can't do this.
All right.
Okay. It has one wow.
It's okay. It's okay. I believe in you.
Thank you. Okay. It has one restaurant and one supermarket with hardly any specially vegan items. Usually just had roast veggies with spinach leaves or something for Christmas lunch. In saying that, my family doesn't really have large get-togethers anymore, so I don't have to deal with extended family asking where I get my protein from. Rolling eye face.
Emoji.
This Easter holidays, my partner and I went for a little road trip to the Mornington Peninsula. Love that for you. It wasn't a struggle to find vegan food, and there was actually a lot of places that had options.
Yes.
The main struggle I had was finding my favorite caramel Nomo chocolate bar.
Oh, they're so good.
We're getting a big reaction over here.
Sorry, they're the best things.
Oh my God. I'm so picky with my chocolate fixes, and I always seem to crave what I can't find easily.
Same.
But in the end, we found a little cafe that had some sugary vegan treats, and I was happy. Yay! I have also found places like the vegan grocery store in Melbourne really good, because I can order stuff and get it shipped to my mother's house. Ooh, yes, great if you're from a small town. I'm from a small town too. This is the vibe. One Christmas, I got a vegan ham delivered to her. Awesome. So it was there when I flew down, and I didn't have to go hunting for food. It's not a big deal if I don't get to have fake meat roast or something, but those chocolate cravings can be hard for me to beat. To be honest, I can relate to this being from a small town in England, but when I lived in England, I was in no way vegan. I was probably addicted to bacon. And so I could get anything that I needed from the usual shop. Because that was it. I was normal gal with no odd dietary requests. Probably got a Sunday roast every Sunday. Shock. That is just how you live in England, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So now if I went back, when we do go back for Christmas, it's really good that I can actually find stuff in the local supermarkets. But I imagine back then would have been such a struggle being in a small town.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even I can relate to that in terms of where I'm living now. My suburb is sort of small, but it's still it's not that far away from inner city or whatever. I'm not going to speculate on where I live exactly, but we don't really have any restaurants or anything. And I was working the other day, and we went to a fresh produce store, and those stores have like fancy treats and things. And one of the guys I was working with was like, "Oh my God, cookies." And they were like chocolate cookies with like Smarties. And I was like, "Oh, that looks so good." And I knew straight away that there was no chance that I was going to be able to eat them, but I flipped the packet and yes, no good. And then I picked up probably like 6 other biscuit packets, just like curiosity. No good. So I ate my packed lunch whilst he ate his cookies. It was a little sad, but it's okay.
Damn it.
You just got to find the right places.
Yeah, you need to find those places, those hidden gems.
Yes.
And
or just stock
buy.
up beforehand. Yeah, bulk buy. Absolutely bulk buy. I should have bought more at Vegan Market.
Yeah. Well, would it have lasted?
No, it would not. It would
go
not
the way
have
of the rocky
lasted.
road.
I would have just eaten 2 blocks of chocolate in one night.
Whoopsie, where'd that go?
My bad.
All right, kick us off with the next story.
Okey-dokey. So, next story. Me and my husband went vegan, but due to COVID and travel, we haven't had a holiday to celebrate with family and friends yet. So we've just done our own thing and found plant-based alternatives. My mother has also gone vegetarian again, and veganism is a goal for her in the future. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, yeah.
My family is pretty supportive, but my mother did have a negative experience recently. She was at a family wedding and an unknown person found out somehow that my mum was vegetarian, and she doesn't know how, but the person started having a go in front of everyone at the wedding saying that plants feel pain and you're hurting plants. Oh.
Fun.
Why? I don't know why people feel the need, especially at somebody else's occasion. Like, what are you doing? Celebrate the wedding. Don't comment on someone's eating habits.
Someone needs to let someone else know that, like, the definition of veganism, and sure, there are probably different ones, but to my knowledge, it's simply a diet that means that you try to cause the least amount of harm. Like, the least amount of harm that you can know about.
Why should you be getting shit from people for trying to do something that feels right by you? Like, trying to do the right thing should never be met with hostility.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's such an odd argument to make. Like, excuse me, I'm trying to cause less harm here.
It's when you really like, what's the word? When I don't know how to word it, but when you know,
you're just getting all red and angry.
I'm just like when no, but like when someone knows you're right. When someone knows you're right, they get real defensive. Like, you know, if someone had said to you, plants will pain too. Oh, but what about bacon? And you rebutted, is that the word? With, I'm trying to do something that aligns with my values and that I feel is right. Then I would hope that most people would be like, oh, okay. But, you know, when you target someone's direct feelings, I feel like they get real angsty and angry. So, you know, you've hit the right button.
Maybe
just from
a
your
vegetarian hurt this person in the past.
Yeah, maybe.
So they've just got a lot of spite to get out of their system.
Most likely, yes.
Well, all right. Well, let's bubble up to the next one.
Yep.
All right. Oh, this one's fairly long.
It's a long one.
Bear with me. Are you sitting comfortably?
I am.
Okay. All right.
Don't know why I said that like that. I'm sorry. It was very like, I am.
Oh. Okay, then.
I'll let you read.
All right. For me, holidays became better eventually because it showed me how deeply, I think veganism showed me how deeply loved and respected I am from my family and friends. Oh,
that's lovely.
My 90-plus-year-old grandparents will fuss over what to make us to eat, then talk to me about it for ages. And while it's usually not the best meal as it's all thrown together, but vegan, and they're genuinely trying, so it's made our relationship deeper. Plus, it's a great excuse to talk to both my grandmothers more.
Oh, that is so sweet. I love that. My heart feels all toasty.
So much love for those grandmothers. Okay, I've been vegan for 5+ years, and yes, for the first year or so, it was a little daunting, but I learned how to align my values every day, not just when it's convenient. Well done. I was also able to gently educate by showing it was possible to mimic the experiences we knew and loved. Yay.
Oh my God, I love this person.
That's so good. Yeah, as much as you can show that you can have like a great time that's similar, probably will spook people less. Okay.
Yeah.
Where was I? Okay. When we host, everyone knows we're a vegan-only household, so we actually have multiple smaller celebrations that are intimate and a greater time overall. Large family gatherings are more rare anyway, but again, we know a close family member like my mum or my parents' mum will always bring vegan-friendly things for us too, so we're not ostracized. That is good. So it's not just a weird plate that looks different to everyone else. That's
yes.
Almost everyone in my husband and I's life will always try what we bring, accommodate
Love
for us, or not be offended if we bring all of our own food. It gives us a chance to talk during a celebration about the kind of world we want to see in the future and can have more meaningful conversations because there's something universal about caring for the future. Oh,
this is so wholesome. I love it.
How good is this? Like, my faith in the world is coming back with each paragraph.
Absolutely.
We also find that we obviously gravitate towards other vegans. So it's really nice to have family celebrations where we bring vegan food versus finding friends, where it's an all vegan celebration like Friends/Lives Giving. Friendsgiving? Lives Giving? That must be a thing.
Oh.
Yay.
That's cute.
We should do a Lives Giving. I don't know how it's said.
Is it like Thanksgiving, but giving thanks for our lives? Or, I don't know.
I imagine it's
happy.
Thanksgiving without killing anything.
Yeah, cool.
I know our experience is probably more positive than most, and it took a couple of years to get into a good place, and it probably helped when my husband became vegan 2.5 years ago. It's really a non-issue now if you can ignore others eating animals in the home for a meal every once in a while. Well done. What an awesome experience.
Absolutely. I'm glad we have some positive, like I feel like that most of them are pretty positive too, but you know, to show people that it's not the worst thing. Like there's definitely some lovely families out there.
Honestly, I was thinking when I was asking people about this, it would be such a shitstorm of people saying like, I hate it. I don't like family gatherings anymore.
Yeah.
No one cares about me. But actually, so many of these are like, my family happens to love me and I happen to love them. They respect my values.
That is good.
And they will make me feel welcome in these occasions.
No, that's really nice.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have saved that one for the end and just been like, oh.
Shall we just go now? Let's just
we're done. See ya.
Bye guys. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Outro music.
Alrighty. Next one. When I first went vegan, the holidays were a nightmare. We spoke too soon, Chloe.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Constant badgering from my family, mostly my nan. One Christmas, I ended up leaving early because she spent the entire day talking about how horrible veganism was until I lost my cool and had had enough. I lasted 5 hours.
Wow, good job.
At one stage, I started to join my sister's in-laws for Christmas, and her mother-in-law is amazing. Yay. 90% of the food is vegan, and she veganized her pudding recipe so we could be included. It was the complete opposite to what I was used to.
That's so good.
I have never... That's nice. Continue.
You're just like, well, no one gives me a vegan pudding.
No, I must say, I feel like majority of things now definitely are different to when I first went vegan. Now, pretty much like 90% of the food is vegan friendly. So like, you know, the veggies will be cooked without butter, potatoes and all of that. And then they'll just have like their meat. And often I have multiple dessert choices too. So I'm very lucky as well. I think I've got a good situation now. And it just took time. It takes time.
Yeah, true. Yay.
Yeah. So continue. I have never been one to celebrate Easter. I hosted it a couple of years ago, mainly because my half-sister who lives in New Zealand was in town and everyone was happy to eat vegan. My dad always eats vegan with me when we go out for lunch or dinner.
Aw, good dad.
So cute. Having said all that, I've also reached a point where I don't believe in holidays, but that might be a whole other topic. I hope this helps and feel free to ask any follow-up questions. Thank you, listener.
Can we all join your sister-in-laws for Christmas?
Yeah, please. That sounds fabulous.
Yeah? Thank you. We'll assume that's a yes.
Yeah, thank you. See you there.
Bye. That's so good. I guess sometimes family can be a bit of a dick.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes time because I feel like it can be quite an abrupt change. Like I remember when I first went vegan and my dad was like, don't you think you're taking it too far? And now he'll be like, oh, do you want to try this place? It looks like they've got good vegan choices. And like he's so sweet. And he messaged me the other day and he was like, not sure if you've seen this before, but there's the lollies, the natural confectionery. And I was like, the vegan lollies? He's like, oh, so you have seen them? I'm like, yes, they're really good. He's like, oh, well, I bought a packet for you. They're in the pantry. I was like, thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
I will eat them, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. They'll be gone in a heartbeat.
Oh, yes.
I have such a stash of vegan sweets at the moment. My goodness.
I'm so bad.
But what a turnaround. The fact that he went from like, that's a bit much, Michaela, to
Yeah.
I'm buying you special treats.
Absolutely. He'll message me all the time, be like, have you seen this? I saw this at Aldi. Or yeah, he'll be like, buy something, and next time I go over, he's like, I found these things, and give me like a stash of goodies.
Oh,
it's very sweet. Yeah, it's very nice.
Well, it goes to show that it gets better.
It does.
Over time.
Absolutely.
All right. I will kick us into our last story. Then maybe we can talk about a couple of our own experiences before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
Mysterious fan says, I don't really do holidays except for birthdays, but all's good because most people I know are vegan or supportive. Yay. I have overseas family, but I don't celebrate anything with them. I had a birthday a few years ago and I got great vegan food at the restaurant. Only my auntie tried to debate, but I shut that down by saying, I don't discuss that. And it was solved.
Ooh,
So
I like it.
Is this a thing? Was it an auntie in the last time? No, it was a nan before.
I
So
don't
yes.
discuss that.
A few of these people. That's right. Just, it was your day. You can shoot it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't give me shit on my birthday when I'm trying to enjoy food. I don't discuss that. Boom.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of people who will not entertain having a conversation about the positives of being vegan because it can be pretty confronting, especially if you're eating meat at the time or something.
Absolutely.
It's like, I don't want to feel guilt right now.
Yeah, I know. People are like,
let me eat my
thanks."
pork. Oh, that just reminded me. Australia has all these like get some pork on your fork adverts.
Don't
Have you
even get
seen
me
them?
started.
It's like, are there not enough pigs dying every year?
Frustrated. And then there's also lamb ones, and they're just they're all in cahoots with the government. They've all got contracts, and it's just that's a whole nother story, and I could definitely go down a rant. So I'm going to avoid. I don't discuss
Good
that.
idea. I don't discuss that. I just want to bake a cake of rainbows and smiles.
She doesn't even go here.
I just have a lot of feelings.
In case you haven't realized, green girls, mean girls. Anyway.
That's right. We're making it happen.
We are. That was another one.
When we have our day with all the baked treats,
yes,
fried treats. I think we need to watch Mean
Friday,
Girls.
but probably not on a Friday because I have school on Fridays.
That's
but
true.
fried Friday on a Saturday.
Nice. I love it. That sounds catchy.
Fried Fridays.
Yeah, on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's compare because you've been long-term vegan and my Christmas was a bit iffy, so we can talk about that afterwards.
Sure.
So from you, when you first became vegan to now, what was your first experiences like? Did people cater to you still back then? Could they cater for you back then?
I feel like it was kind of a new concept back then. Like, I think people were looking at me like I was an alien. I don't.
She just eats green things. Who is
she? It's like, oh, jeez, just eat salad. No, I actually don't like salad. So anyway, that's another.
You just eat dust off the side of the table.
Yes, just dust. Yum. No, I feel like I don't actually remember the first sort of family functions. I do remember making, like, I'm not a huge baker or anything, and I remember trying to make like a roast and like a dessert. Like, I was adamant to bring something really good. Actually, one of the first things I'd ever made was it was like a brownie, but it was like a raw brownie with like dates and things. Ooh. And it was really good. And then I made like an icing for it. I think I still have the original printout recipe. It was like healthy, and then a very unhealthy icing. And I remember crushing up candy canes and putting them on top and bringing them.
Oh my gosh!
Being like, these are brownies, and like not telling anyone, but obviously everyone knew that they were vegan. But yeah, I feel like there's definitely a bit of a rough time at the start, feeling really left out and sort of on my own and not understanding why no one else could see the way I saw it. But definitely now, like I said before, you know, they make the veggies and the potatoes and stuff vegan friendly, and there's always like a main, I guess, protein choice and a couple of desserts. So it's definitely a lot easier. And one of my favorite memories, we used to do, like, mind you, me and my sisters are all fully grown adults. We used to do Easter egg hunts, and like we used to go to my mom's house and they had like a big property, and my stepdad would put all of the Easter eggs out into the garden, and we would literally like elbow each other out of the way, running around to get them with bags and stuff. And I felt kind of sad, and I didn't want to do it because I was like, I don't want to run around and get Easter eggs. I'm not going to eat them. But then they started including like little packets of Skittles around and stuff. So I would run around and steal their chocolates. And I remember I was with Jake and we were running into the garden. We saw an Easter egg, like a big bunny over the fence, like, I don't know, maybe like waist height fence, maybe a little higher, locked eyes, made eye contact, and I just jumped the fence. I jumped the fence, legged it, and grabbed that Easter egg and ran away. And he was just standing there like, what? And then and then at the end, we put it all on the table and sorted out. And obviously I get all the vegan stuff and they get the chocolate stuff. And I was like, I felt really good because I was like, I could be still included in the fun activities. Like, you know, I didn't want to run around and get chocolate that I wasn't going to eat, but I would definitely run around and steal their chocolate and get my Skittles and stuff. So it was fun.
I like that. It's
and we're all like
but
late
then
20s.
You, like competition. So like you run around grabbing everything, but then you would share it.
Yeah, then we'd
equally at
break
the
it
end.
up all evenly. So it was fun. It was like a tradition that we could continue to do. So
That's so cute.
I'm
I
very
used to do
competitive.
Easter egg hunts too. When chocolate's on the line, I can stand to be competitive.
Definitely.
That was so good. And at least at Easter time, you can collect all of the like tin foil that's around the Easter eggs.
Yes.
Collect it all together to recycle. That's great. Haha, we like that one.
Yes. I think is it once it's bigger than a golf ball, it can be in the recycling bin?
I think so. I'm not too sure. I just make it as big as I can.
Yeah, I just keep all my little bits. I have like containers around the house for everything, like empty like blister packets, and then I have soft plastics here, and then I have foil bits here, and eventually they all kind of compile, and then I can, you know, recycle it or dispose of it appropriately.
Oh, ooh, fun side story. There's a mouse at my work right now, and it was in my red cycle bag.
Oh, excuse me. Did you? I can't imagine you left any crumbs in your red cycle stuff.
Surely not me.
No.
It actually showed up a day after I decided to like empty my sweets into a different thing.
Oh.
It's like I had like 2 empty plastic bags and I'd put everything into Tupperware so like I could mix it all together and have lots of fun.
Yeah.
And I think like mice love sugar. And so I think they were literally drawn to this bag and they've probably just eaten all the sugar.
The residual sugar.
So it's totally my fault. And I've had to take all my recycling away now.
Oh, well, that's okay. Hopefully mouse goes elsewhere.
I really hope so. I haven't told my bosses yet.
No, I know.
If they ever listen to this, then they know.
I'd be like, I actually relocated 3 jumping spiders at work today, and the guys were looking at me like, what are you doing? And I was like, here you go, little guy. Like, go into the bush. Don't stay in the car.
Aw, that's so cute.
I think it's because I blame this TikTok account, and she has all these little spideys in houses, and like she has those tiny micro lens cameras and like shows them on her hand, and I'm like, and she does little voiceovers, and now I'm like, you guys are so cute.
Aw.
So whenever I see a jumpy spider, I'm like, hello, like
That's
a big
so
weirdo.
cute.
But it's
If
fine.
they have an Instagram, please link it to me because one of
I'll
my
have to
friends
find
is
it.
like quite scared of spiders, but I feel like something like that might be helpful.
Yes, absolutely. I'll find it for you.
Yay!
All
So
right.
my Christmas. So this is the first year that we were vegan for Christmas. Well, first year that we were vegan for Christmas in England, because after COVID and everything, we hadn't been for, I guess, I can't remember. Well, I guess it was 2 years, but we were meant to go back like a year before. And so it felt really sad being in Australia for Christmas the year before.
Yeah.
And I had really bigged up this Christmas in my mind. Like, my family is accepting, and my dad took me to Tesco's, which is basically the equivalent of Coles. And like, I got to buy basically anything vegan I wanted.
Oh
and
my
I think
God,
my
I
first
love.
shop, he was like, I'll get all this for you. I was like,
And then he was like,
Daddy."
okay, never again. I'll just spend so much money.
Like, oh, that's £100. Wow.
Well worth it.
Oh, so worth it. And yeah, that got me through so much of it. It was actually just amazing to run around a shop in, I guess, a foreign country and see what stuff they had available. So good. So many different
Yeah.
things. I feel guilty about it because I actually bought this product that had palm oil in it. I didn't realize until afterwards. I was like, what makes this delicious? Oh, it's palm oil. And it was vegan whipped cream. Okay, it was so good.
Oh.
It was stunning.
Vegan whipped
wow,
cream.
it was so good. Like that whipped cream in a can, spray it into your mouth. Oh my God. I demolished it, but I'll probably never buy it again.
Yeah. Hopefully there's
So-
something else without palm oil. Maybe one day.
One day there will be,
Yeah.
and I just hope it doesn't have like a coconut aftertaste or something.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes. I feel like I like coconut, but surprise coconut?
It's not welcome.
No, it's not welcome.
So I'd bought, I guess, a roast for me and Tarek to have, some sort of vegan roast. But when it came to the day, for one, like I had been not totally vegan while I had been there. And Tarek actually came a week after me. Long story short, he wasn't allowed to come until he'd been like 14 days vaccinated. And we stuffed up the time. So he's only 7 days vaccinated at the time. He had to get a flight 7 days later. And during the time where he was gone, I was like, well, like I'm still vegan, but if I think something's going to be wasted, then I'll eat it. And there was a meal that one of my grandmas made for the whole family. And it was like this great pasta dish that was especially vegan. Like she catered to me and it was great. But then she also had just these piles of pre-grated, well, she had grated cheese.
Oh.
And I thought maybe they won't finish all of it. And me thinking like that was like, well, that means it'll be wasted. So I ate cheese in front of her. And I think I said basically along those lines on Christmas, like, I might not be super strict. I don't know. Like, depends on the day. And when it did come to the day, me and Tarek were like, no, we're gonna be good.
Yeah.
There's gonna be heaps of vegetables. We've got our roast. But I was heartbroken when I realized I forgot to buy like a gravy.
Oh no.
Right?
No gravy.
So I didn't have any gravy, and I think most of the veggies we could eat, but there were certain things that Nana was like, yeah, that
This
was
would have been so good with gravy.
with the meat or like with butter. Because honestly, I forget that butter isn't vegan. I know that must sound so dumb to so many people, but because I've lived off vegan butter for 5 years, it's just butter to me.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you say something like, oh yeah, I had schnitzels last night, or I'm really craving a hot dog, and people are like, aren't you vegan? And it's like, yeah, there's like vegan schnitzels and vegan hot dogs, but I'm not going to say vegan in front of every single food, because then you'll be like, ugh, why is she always being preachy? It's like, I just say
I
hot
just
dog.
talk about vegans all the time.
Yeah.
I know. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly right.
So yeah, so it was fairly good. Our plates looked slightly different, but not like no one cared. I don't think we cared.
Yeah.
I got a tiny bit jealous that people could have certain things I couldn't.
Like
and
gravy.
honestly, yeah, it was all the gravy. Like the meat was okay, but dry.
Yeah, definitely need some of that gravy.
So next year, like gravy's top of my list.
Yeah, I think I had a little note here about like, you know, foods and alternatives, and I'm sure if Australia, I'm not sure if you would know actually, but pavlova is like the Christmas dessert.
Gosh.
It's like,
oh my gosh, that's so
absolutely.
creamy, right?
Yeah, it's like a meringue and there's like cream on top with fruits and very good.
Yeah.
But you can
That is
actually,
very Aussie dessert.
yeah,
at
absolutely.
Christmas.
And so pavlova and choc ripple cake, both like very Aussie things. But you can actually make both of them without any animal ingredients. So for pavlova, you could use aquafaba instead of eggs, which is chickpea brine, which sounds gross, but honestly you can't taste it. And you can make your own meringue. And for chocolate ripple cake, the Arnott's Choc Ripple biscuits are actually accidentally vegan, and you just use coconut cream instead. And I can vouch for both that they're very, very good. So if you want to surprise your family this Christmas or whenever the heck you just want to eat a random pavlova or choc ripple cake, Give it a go.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
So you've done the whole aquafaba thing?
Yeah, I've done it once before. I had no idea what I was doing, and it didn't really turn out very aesthetically pleasing, but it was tasty.
Oh, that's what counts. I
Yeah.
don't care what it looks like one bit.
No,
Okay,
exactly.
I'm gonna have to give
Just
that
smother
a go.
it in fruits, and no one will know.
Mm.
So yeah, you can still have the traditionals with a little twist.
Yeah, I love pavlova. I'm like all in for that being a thing over here. The thing in the UK is, well, Christmas cake, and my other nana, every year she makes a trifle, which excellent, but the trifle will have cream and jelly.
Yeah.
And also alcohol, which I'm not that fan of. That big
Fair
of a fan
enough.
of that. But I might dabble in making a vegan trifle with no alcohol. Because I'm still a child.
It could just be a fun experience. Sometimes I feel like mistakes in the kitchen can be fun, unless you spend like 5 hours making something and it tastes like poop. That's not fun.
Well, last time I did that, and it did taste good, but it wasn't vegan. It was back. I had eggs, and Tarek is like obsessed with meringues.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
made like a lemon meringue tart cake, something.
That sounds time consuming.
It was time consuming, especially because we didn't have any sort of electric whisk. So I was making those meringues by hand.
Girl.
I think I watched like 3 hours of YouTube videos. Both my arms died.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not doing it again. I love him dearly, not that much.
Yeah, but no, I don't think anyone deserves handmade, hand mixed meringues. Goodness me.
Like I'm doing it secretly and he's out.
And you're just like, quick, mix.
Yeah. I'm like getting slowly angry at him that I'm making this thing for him that he doesn't know about because I love him. I'm like, how dare you?
Oh, that's so
like,
good.
what did I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, he ate the whole thing. It was great, but I'm not doing it again.
Well, that's good.
Maybe aquafaba is actually easier. We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm buying an electric blender whisker before doing anything else.
Yeah, I don't think I have an electric mixer. I don't. I'm not really that much of a baker. I'd like to be.
Nah.
But
one day.
We'll try some recipes.
Yay. All right. Shall we get into some helpful tips, suggestions to try and make the holidays a bit easier? What have we learnt from ourselves and from our friends today?
Okay, I think probably the most important thing would be early communication and open communication. So just a clear discussion, you know, if someone says, oh, well, we're having Christmas, for example, at so-and-so's house, I would reach out to them and be like, hey, not sure if you know, but this is my preference for eating. I'm more than happy to bring something. I'm happy to help, you know, just make it easy. This dish is delicious, and I think everyone would really like it. Just starting with positive vibes.
Yes, positive vibes. Suggesting to people like, oh my goodness, Nana, I love that thing you make. Is that vegan? Is there a way to make it vegan? Like, butter them up. Well, vegan, butter them up.
Vegan, butter them up.
Vegan, butter them up.
I love it.
So that they are like really chuffed that you want to eat what they make.
Definitely.
And then they'll want to make sure that you can eat it. And then you just have to say, oh, that was so good. Oh my goodness, you have to do this every year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you're set forever, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think working with positivity is definitely the way to go. And you know, if you do have those nasty family members, you say what one of our secret fans said. I do not discuss this, and boom, done.
I do not discuss this.
Yes, that's a power move.
Oh, I love it. And a last for the I do not discuss this people out there. You know what? If that family is not the one for you during the holidays, potentially you've got the family that you've chosen that you can spend it with. Or you can go somewhere else and just be like, sorry, family, I'll see you another time.
Yeah. Oops, I'm double booked. Sorry.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going on holiday. Specifically for this holiday every year.
Yeah, well, I think, you know what? You're entitled to do whatever makes you feel happy. And if you don't want to be at a family event where you feel uncomfortable for choosing to do what you do, then I think it's perfectly reasonable for you to say, hey, sorry, I won't be able to attend this one. Best wishes, and I will talk to you soon.
I agree. There's a lot of these holidays where you feel like you should be with family, and even like weddings where you feel like you should invite certain people. And that sort of thing, if you're not all totally comfortable, you're not all on the same page, that's when the animosity can happen. That's when the awkwardness and the arguments can happen.
Definitely.
People just feel obliged, right? So, hey, avoid that. Live your life.
Definitely.
Live your best life.
Best life, that's for sure. Well, I hope this sort of opened your eyes to some alternatives and, maybe made it not so scary if you were kind of on the fence about changing your eating habits or you're worried about family events. We can tell from our stories that there's definitely some positive things out there. So,
yeah. Moral of the story, it gets better. The more open communication you can do, the better as well.
Absolutely. And I'm really sorry to do this, but you know how I said I opened that webpage?
Oh no. Oh, I completely forgot about that.
I know. Do you want to know what the number is now since I opened it?
Oh, I think, nope.
Do you want to guess?
Where were we before? 4,000?
I think so. 4 or 7.
Oh. I want to say there's 5 zeros.
Maths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's currently 118,000. Nope, change that. 119,006.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
So sorry for ending on a bad note, but it's definitely interesting. If you want to have a look at that, it's called Animal Clock AU. So,
yikes.
Anyways,
Big yikes. Well,
yeah, I think we should end on a happy note, but
but not this time.
We were happy, and then I was just like, bam, bad
and
stats.
Right back down. Well, hopefully our next episode can be a bit more fun. Actually, not that we'll do this next time, but I'll let you and the listeners know about a plan I do have. Maybe our 6th, 5th, 10th, who knows? One of the next episodes. I would love to go onto Reddit. You know about Reddit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know about the Am I the Asshole Reddit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? We're going to do a vegan version of that.
Okay. Yep. I like this idea.
We can decide who it is. It might be that there are some vegan assholes. Might be that there are some not vegan assholes. We will be the judges.
Okay. I like
we're
this.
experts on that.
Fun.
Yeah.
I like judging people on the internet from the safety of my home. I promise I'm lovely.
Oh, you are lovely.
Sometimes. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. I have an outro for us that I'm just going to spring upon you. So I'll take it from here.
Yes.
And then maybe I'll push you to do it next time.
Sure. Love it.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to today's podcast. Our first official episode. Woo, woo, woo.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
If you enjoyed today's show, we would love it if you can leave us a review. I have no idea what this podcast's on yet because it's number 1. But hopefully iTunes, Spotify, please leave us a review. I've heard that really helps podcasts and we're very new. So please help.
Yes, please. Thank you.
You can follow the podcast on Instagram at greengirls.podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at BeKindCoco. Michaela, would you like to be followed on Instagram?
Sure. I have quite a few handles, but I think my one that I would use frequently would just be Michaela Hoffman.
Awesome. That's at Michaela Hoffman.
Very basic.
If you want to email us for any reason or to become a sponsor, then you can do that with the email greengirlspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support us further, you may in the future be able to do this via Patreon, where we will give you some extra content every month. But we have not quite got that far yet.
I think given how much we've recorded, we'll probably have some funny little clips.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's going to be some lovely snippets for you guys all there for sure.
Yes.
All right. That is all, folks. Thank you so much. Look out for episodes every other Wednesday because on Wednesdays we podcast. Yes. We hope you enjoyed listening to our rambles today. And until next time, remember, it doesn't matter if you take it slow. It matters that you take a step.
Yes. I love it. It's so cute.
Aren't we the best? We're so good at this.
I love. Okay. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.